The energy challenge is today quite complex, but we may say that 5 are the main features that are going to describe. First, the energy challenge must be sustainable. Secondly, it is global, and then it must be managed with equity, coherence, and responsibility. Let's start with the first feature. The definition of sustainability, as we all know, is quite debated, and it is often not easy to understand its meaning from a practical perspective. From an engineering perspective, we consider that a feasibility study is a mandatory precondition before evaluating the sustainability of whatever energy strategies, processes, business models, or policies. Then, and only then, we can proceed to evaluate the economics, the environmental and social impact of the proposed solution, debating its long-term sustainability. Second feature, energy is nowadays more global than ever. By analyzing the 2 graphs here reported, in the first, we see the trend of the global energy demand, divided by the fuel from the 70s up to today. In the second, we see the share of the consumption in 1973 and in 2013, divided by region, which gives clear evidence of the changing in the role played by some regions. The main outcomes are, first, demand is growing, and now it is assessed around 13 gigaton oil equivalent. Second, fossil fuels are still the main source of energy, more than 80%. And third, we have new players asking for more and more energy. Second feature again, energy uses affect the environment, and as we know, the global concern on CO2 emissions is rising. The main players contributed to the overall emission are here reported and compared to the situation in 1973. CO2 contributes to greenhouse gas effects, but it is not the only and army emission we have to take care of. Local impact and dangerous pollutants such as particulates and nitrogen or sulfur oxides emission may strongly impact human health, land or water. We need to preserve our environment at both global and local scale, keeping into consideration also the different time scales involved. Now let's come to the third feature. Energy is an essential resource for social and human development, but it is not a right for all, as we have already seen. As an average, we consume 1.9 ton oil equivalent per capita per year, but as you may see in this graph, the distribution is not uniform. In Europe, the average is around 3 ton oil equivalent per capita, the double of the global average, but in some countries, the average rises up to 8 ton oil equivalent per capita, and in some other it decreases down to 0.5, and even less. Energy confirms the well-known paradox of disparities in our global economy. Why do we say that energy requires coherence? Well, we have seen the past trend in the energy supply. If we look now at the expected forecast for the energy demand, we immediately understand that the trend will keep on growing. Different slopes, according to the 3 main scenarios identified by the International Energy Agency, are identified. The current policies, the red line, is the as-is, the base scenario. The new policy scenario, the blue line, keeps into consideration the successful implementation of the policies related to energy, such as the European 2020 policy. Finally, the ideal scenario, the green line, is the 450 scenario, designed, as suggested by the IPCC, to limit 450 ppm of CO2 in the atmosphere. None of these scenarios forecast a reduction for the energy demand. Accordingly, with the current status of the technologies, we can see here the change, which means the variation compared to the current situation in the energy supply per fuel in the 3 mentioned scenarios. In red, the current policies, in blue, the new policy scenarios, and in green, the 450 scenario, which we are going to discuss with some more details. In this scenario, renewable will be promoted at their maximum, and they will cover 30% of the global mix. A strong reduction in coal supply will be achieved, followed by a consistent reduction in oil. To compensate this reduction, gas will increase, and nuclear is due to increase as well. Other scenarios have been designed by the International Energy Agency after Fukushima, proving that if nuclear will not be in the mix, the 450 scenario is not reachable, and the energy prices are due to increase, with big consequences on the economy of emerging and developing countries. These trends are designed based on the current status of the today technology available in the market, and they might change over the next decades, thus allowing an even greater penetration of renewable. Energy requires responsibility at different stages and involving different players. There is a technological dimension where the objective is the promotion of efficiency and the players are the experts, engineers and scientists. Then the political dimension is there, where the objectives are the norms, the regulations, and the players are the policymakers. Finally, a non-marginal role is attributed today to the social dimension of responsibility, where the objective is the behavior of the people, and thus the players are all the citizens. With our daily behavior, we may strongly contribute to add additional benefit in the energy-saving process implemented by technicians and policymakers, or we may even vanish it. A new energy culture needs to be created, starting from the primary school, and needs to become an asset of our global society. The energy sector is complex, isn't it? So what? Under such a complexity, a single solution does not exist, but a different mix of innovative and integrated solutions matching local needs with local resources need to be unlocked to promote human and social development.